So, hi everyone. Hello, my hashtag oldies, nothing to do with age. And hello, my hashtag newbies, if you're brand new to the channel. Right, so this channel is for twin flames, empowering your divine feminine energy, your divine masculine energy within you. And that automatically helps whoever your twin flame is and your twin flame union. If you're in union as well, it's got different situations for different people. So I'm sounding kind of rough because I've got a coal miner voice a lot of the time anyway, but I have got a 2-day hangover. And yes, I know, good girl went bad for a little bit. I most of the time consider myself, I don't drink, right? But um I did have a drink in the festival there, my best pal. Don't regret it. It was a lot of fun, even though I was sick as a dog the next day. And yeah, and it was my other best pal. It was her hen do recently, and they've got her wedding in a couple of weeks. So because I'm in, we're never 100% healed. We're never 100% balanced. Again, I always give this chat. I just looked at 111 when I said that though, and that is alignment and new beginnings. But it's kind of in line with what I'm saying. But there's definitely times in your life when you feel like you're in a better place than others. And the thing is, it's like, I don't need to go into all my ins and outs of every single area of my life because it's not fucking wise. Because, like I said, we're in we're in a spiritual warfare right now, and there is lots of people that love it when I'm not doing so good. Unfortunately, of course, there's lots of people that love me and want me to be happy as well. And these are the people 144 that we need to focus on. But what I'm saying is I could look at my life objectively and be like, wow, this has got to be one of the most confusing, fucked up lives. I was about to say years I've ever had, but yeah, lives I've ever had. So, on another note, if you're new, everything I say is channeling, so that wasn't a mistake. So, again, some of you may be like me and you know that you've lived many, many lives before, and you've lived many lives of your twin flame, and it just feels like same shit, different life. Do you know what I mean? But this is a weird channeling, but I'm going with it. But again, they're all weird. But the oh my god, I've what the hell does that say? Right, this is a really interesting. This is a really interesting synchronicity. Look, I've wrote this down ages ago, and I've actually spelled the word wrong too. But it says interference, and I've wrote buzzer twice, always when client about to say something significant. That's when I scribbled down my messy handwriting. But that's a huge synchronicity, right? Because there is always interference going on in the twin flame unions. I mean, this is what I'm constantly helping people with for like fucking years now. But yeah, that is just a huge synchronicity. I've just seen that coming up already, with others picking up on that. So basically, but like I said, it's always going on, but that's just quite significant that it's that particular word that they've just pulled me in on that. And like I said, it's I felt rougher, like, you know what I mean. Like I was really quite amazed that my hangover wasn't worse yesterday, but I feel tired today. I haven't had a lot of sleep at that. But so what I'm meaning is, I'm quite surprised I'm filming a video like this. Like, I would have thought I would have just left it till I do the live tomorrow. But I know when I'm being told a message needs to be given, it's important. And so, right, so there's all of that, right? There's all that going on. But like I've been saying now for months, interference is just to be expected, really, because when these twin flame unions are coming in, the interference amps up. And interference can, in my experience, is usually quite close to home. Like, it's people, like, for instance, yeah, they're talking to me about something that when there was, I mean, this has happened loads of times, but when there was a huge bit of interference on my twin flame journey, um, it wasn't just the fact that it was like bad news traveling to me, which doesn't, to be honest with you, it doesn't really happen too often when it comes to specifically the union. Like I just kind of I just stay away from energy. Like, you know what I mean? People just can't really get to me with that bullshit. But what was difficult about it was when it's coming to you from people, when it comes to you through channels being like, you know, the information carries back and it's from somebody that you was on your side or that loves you, and it kind of comes in, you know, basically what I'm trying to say is it comes through in a bit of a gossipy way. That's what these energies want, because it's like they want the divine feminine, the divine masculine to feel alone, you know what I mean, when they need support. So what better way to bring some carry back some kind of something that's going to upset you or shake you up a bit or blindside you from somebody, you know, for it to travel through. And the thing is, it's I really, I'm not kind of homing in specifically on the details here, but it was in a very Chinese whispers way that stuff came back to me. I'm thinking of several different situations I've had. So do you mean, so that's what I mean is not so nice. It's like, right, I would have actually really quite appreciated if someone had just kind of told me directly, but when it's kind of coming, like it's almost like people get, well, not almost, it's like when people get a satisfaction out of knowing that you're going to hear something that's going to upset you, but they don't have the balls to actually tell you directly themselves, so they let somebody else do the dirty work. So that's very specific. Reunion, but I'll keep going for the sake of other people. I'll keep going because, like I say, when things like this happen to me, it's been long enough ago that I can talk about it. But that's not a coincidence that when I've just picked up these cards and shuffled about the interference because unions are happening, or reunions, that reunion jumps out. Because as we know, if you've seen me use these cards, there's a lot of shitty ones. There's a lot of ones that say like just shitty stuff. So we'll see if they come out. But yeah, twin flame union, coming back together, oneness, reconciliation, meeting the one, spending time together, divine marriage. And it's because it's a spiritual union. So and whether people are consciously aware of being threatened by that, they are on some deeper level. You know, their soul feels that this is a really powerful union of two people, that when they're at their best, and even when, to be honest, one of you is at your best and the other one's trying to get their energy back, it's still, well, you can heal each other. So there's still victory there, as they pulled me that card. Victory, your desires come to fruition, keep up the good work. So it's right, so it's all going to mean something to someone, but I just need to take a stress and kind of, I'm fucking overheating all of a sudden. Which is going to mean something too. Maybe you're feeling that Kundalini energy. It might be getting really quite strong there for some people. And again, that's because remember what I was saying if you watched it live. So remember, this isn't going to resonate with everyone, but I feel it's really going to resonate with a lot of people that are feeling this kind of energy about. I was chatting about on the last live that if that kind of, I don't know, well, I do know, but I'm just trying to think what words the Kundalini energy sort of dies down a bit, and you're kind of, oh, what's going on here? It's a bit quiet. It's because you're being guided to go inwards and pull that energy up from the lower chakras to the crown chakra, because that is where this divine marriage, that spiritual union of your souls, basically connect. And then when you actually get to, I mean, this is a wee picture, like, the wee stick people hugging. It's like when you actually physically get your twin, that's when you can do something about all that passionate energy, right? But I just feel, but again, let's face it, there's going to be some people that it's like that, it's that strong that it's like it needs somewhere to go. I think you can. Again, I'll lie. I'm telling you I'm lying, and I'll say it's for YouTube, but it might just be because I'm like, I don't really want to be talking about this, thanks. But it is that too, it's probably, it's not going to matter on my channel yet, but anyway. So I just feel there's a lot of that passionate energy is amping up to bring people together that are meant to be together. That's what I feel. It's like, I've got to do something about this. I'm just going to, now, what's interesting is another random download I got when I'm going to shuffle these cards while I'm talking, and I'm speaking on telepathy and enlightenment. It's like the telepathic conversation that some of the twins are having right now. It's very strong, and it's just like, there's Cupid as well. Love is in the air when Cupid's around. So I just feel it's like a real strong sexual telepathy, basically, is what I'm saying. It's like sexual telepathy. Yeah, that is what they're saying to me. There we go, passion. And that's why I use these cards, and that's 2 decks together. Look how many there is. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. It's like, I just feel, because sometimes that passion energy, particularly for divine masculines, can be quite painful, because it's like they don't fucking, like, they feel annoyed, like they don't want it to be happening, but it's happening so that it pushes you, if this is you, to go ahead and make the romantic gesture, like to basically communicate. But a lot of them, or you, will feel uncomfortable because they're just trying to ignore it, like it's a challenge. All true soul connections involve challenges that can be overcome together. But then, you know, depending on which part of the timeline you're at, it's a test. You know what I mean? Your strengths and weaknesses are being tested, and that, I suppose, what I'm channeling about here. It's interesting because I'm on one hand they're talking about the Kundalini there, but on the other hand it's talking about a lust. But it's about you're tested with other people, and it's not that you fail the test when you get drawn to others on the twin flame path. It's just it is just quite whether people get triggered or that. But no, it's a test of your strength and your weakness, and it just means that you're not strong enough yet to free yourself from being bound to that devil lust energy. It's time to take back control of your life until you are, and then that's when twin flames are guided to one another to to honestly discuss your feelings to one another, heart to heart discussions. So I'm going to put them down just now. So the funny thing I'm laughing at, right, is when I was hungover yesterday, I found Magic Mike just starting on the movie channel, and I mean, I've watched Magic Mike loads of times, right? I love Channing Tatum, and like, but I thought, I don't know if I could be arsed watching this, and I thought, you know what, it's easy watching, so I was like, right, fine. So I watched it, and I was getting something new from a film every time I watch it, and what I got from it was, so spoiler, if you haven't seen it, you know, click off now, but again, most people have, and if, like I said, just click off if you want to watch it and whatever, but it's not, you know, it's not that deep. It's about male strippers, do you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, but there is a love story weaved in it too, and I would say self-worth. And what was standing out to me was, like, there's a bit in the film basically where he's like, you know, he's doing his thing and he's a stripper and all that, and then, but when he's got a free time, he like calls up this girl, right? So basically they just hook up for sex, right? So you just see a bit in the film where they're saying hi to each other, and it's obvious, right? They know each other and that, and they've got chemistry and all that. And then, but at the same time, he's simultaneously met the young guy that he's encouraging with the, like, you know, that's getting into those stripping stuff. He's met his sister, and you can tell he fancies her, and there's something there. But it's that, what they're saying to me is, it's like an example of, he meets the sister and he's like, oh, she's different. She seems quite intelligent, and she's not taking my bullshit, and she's not taking her brother's bullshit, but I can tell she fancies me. Like, that's the kind of thing. And like, but basically, yeah, so it's like basically so that's all going on, right, in the sidelines. So then you see another scene where he's called up the one that he just casually sleeps with, right, to do what they do. But I think it's like literally right after they've just finished, like he starts trying to have a deep conversation, and she's like he's asking her deeper questions, and she's like, what are you doing? Like, this isn't what we do. And it's exactly the same as the scene in That Awkward Moment, where Zac Efron is also doing the same with a hot girl that he just hooks up with. She's like, whatever it is you're doing here, we don't do this. So what I know they're telling me is, it's like somebody that is used to having quite superficial connections, either one night stand or, like, say, very casual kind of hooking up with someone. And then it's like, because their heart is opening and because they're being pulled to their twin, whether or not they're going to their twin or not, it's like they're crossing wires with people that are not wanting that with them. Like, they don't want to be a friend to you, they don't want to listen to your feelings, they're not interested, you know, they're just wanting to. It's the only way I could say it in this context. I'm trying to keep my neighbours down. I'm trying to keep the noise down because the neighbours are listening. But that probably means something as well. That actually probably means something else. I could use my imagination. I'm sure you can keep the noise down for the neighbours, or not. But basically, yeah. And then, but what I'm saying is, with homing in on that bit of the film, there's something connected to the money that I channeled for Tuesday's energy. So I'm filming this on Monday. I channeled something about a big money crash. So I'm wondering if something actually does happen on Tuesday. That's going to be amazing, like Tuesday the 26th of September. Now, there's always stuff going on with money and the world energy and the Schumann resonance and the solar flares and all that kind of shit, right? And New Earth. I really feel the New Earth energy is coming in. I'm sure I was saying something important at the 144 there. But yeah, but basically, So keep an eye out. You know, we've got people in all different parts of the world, and, you know, update us in the comments if you notice anything, or maybe it'll be so big that we won't need to update each other. But if you just look at the shorts, you'll see what I meant. I felt something, but it could even just be one person connected to here, and I was feeling like someone's really going to have something happen with money or something, good or bad. But it felt a bit of both. Like it felt like maybe a huge loss to do with money, but you're abundant in another way, because maybe it helps you sort of realize what really matters. Yeah, this is good, and this is how they're giving me the message, because in Magic Mike, the young guy gets himself in a bit of bother, like, you know, he loses like drugs that cost, like, you know what I mean, I don't know, it could 10, I think it's 10 grand or something. So, you know, the Magic Mike guy, the Chan Tatum character, like bails him out basically, and he's saved up all this money, and he wants to have a furniture business, and he basically has to give him everything he's saved up. I just looked at 1551, that's mirrored numbers. It's also Big Change, New Beginnings. And so yeah, he pays him off so that it leaves the young guy alone, right? But it's gutting, because it's like, you know, this guy's put all this hard work in it, and it's just all went down the toilet. So do you mean there's a theme of that? It's not obviously the exact same themes here, but it's something about you might have saved up your hard-earned cash, and for some reason it's all drained away. But what I get from it, and it's like, it wakes him up to, do you know what, actually, what am I doing in my life? Like, I've only got myself into this situation because I took him into that dangerous situation that is, which I feel is why he doesn't feel a guilt, or which is why I feel, yeah, he doesn't feel that kind of, like, he doesn't, what am I trying to say, he doesn't kind of stew in the being raging about it's his money, because he can see, he's like, actually, I got this young guy into this situation. But basically, long and short of it, it wakes him up to his. Oh no, wait a minute, I'll say the other bit first. So before, it's waking him up to the feelings of wanting more. And when he's waking up to the feelings of wanting more, he's being led back to that young guy's sister, who's different. And that actually brings me on to, I shuffled these cards before I started filming, right? And now I see how that fits in. My guys are so clever how they do this. So I've been learning a lot about spirituality. For me, that's like, you know, this is a bit deep to use Magic Mike for this, so I'm laughing at this, observing it, but whatever, we'll keep going. But it's like, you know what I mean? He was just doing what he does. You know, he even says in the film, it's like, you know, why wouldn't people love this? It's like, you're making money, you're getting loads of women, and you're getting set. You know what I mean? It's kind of, it's in the ego, basically. And what I'm saying is that when he meets that girl that's got a bit more to her, he starts to be like, actually, I want to be with you. Like, because you've got more going on than what all these other people. But then it's, before I get to that bit, he then meets that girl again that he casually sleeps with, but he meets her in a different, like, environment. He sees her through a window, and he walks in, and he's like, starts flirting with her, talking the way he usually talks to her, and she just kind of cuts it off right away, and she's like, oh, you know, Mike, this is such and such, my fiance. And he's like, you know, he kind of looks like, what the fuck, what? And he doesn't make her secret about it. But what's weird is the guy seems to know about it, so there must be something here about open relationships or something. Again, that's not going to be relevant to everyone. And look, like I've said before, I really couldn't give a fuck what anybody does in the bedroom, but that is definitely not the sort of energies I want to be tapping into. That's all I'm going to say, right? I think that goes without saying, when I'm the kind of divine feminine that's went years and years and years being celibate and being so devoted to my twin flame path, I'm not wanting to fucking tap into all this shit, right? It's like I can't even be bothered tapping into third party stuff and interference and all that either, because I just think, let them do what they're going to do. If you're the divine masculine that's in that part of the journey, crack on with it, mate. You know what I mean? Crack on with it, and, you know, they'll wake up when they're meant to. That's why, you know, it's, anyway, that's my opinion. But what I'm trying to say is, it's sad because, like, you see, it's not really sad, but you see, it kind of gives him a wake up call to be like, you've been confusing sex with kind of starting to get feelings, because he's not got, basically, what I'm trying to say is, he's not got feelings for the one that he's been sleeping with casually, right? He's, which can happen. I've channeled about things when absolutely that is the case, right? Like, but this is kind of like, he was trying to move towards her because it's safe and it's comfortable and it's what he knows, and he's, you know, he just casually sleeps with her and it's not that deep. Whereas what's scaring the hell out of him is he wants to be with the one that's, I think she's like studying mental health or something, and she's like I said, she just doesn't take any shit, and she can see right through him. And there's a bit even in the film where she's like, you know, it looks like he's got the guy really drunk to the point where I think she thinks he's dead or something. And she's like, what have you done to my brother? And she's like, I see through you, mate. You know, you're fully shit. You know, basically, like, she fucking tears him a new one. But it's what he needed. So there's something here about as well, like a harsh wake-up call coming to you as the twin flame, or it could even be like, so it could be someone close in your life gives you that harsh wake-up call and says something triggering, or it could be like an actual twin flame saying to a twin flame something that is triggering, but it's something that is helpful in the long run, because although he's mad at what he says to it, it does wake him up. And because the point is this combination of him realising that, like, oh, I'm only getting pulled back to that one that has given me nothing back, because I've just slept her on and off the whole time, and it's detached basically. Because although that girl's good looking that he's sleeping with, it's totally detached. Like, there's no feelings there. It's just sex. And whereas it's scary for him to go to this new one that he's met that's now, so change it for your story. It might not be that someone's new, but it might be new if they've been out of your life for a long time. So, and then look, you're so different than what I'm used to, but I like it. So see, it's clever. I think it's clever that they've used the magic mic thing, because it's like, you'll see what I mean. Like, in that film, the girl that he's sleeping with on off is like really good looking, just kind of, yeah, just a good looking kind of girl, but and then the other one's good looking in a different way, and they're just, yeah, it's again, you could say looks don't matter, but whatever. If you can get on with somebody you don't fancy, then whatever, but I can't. So, it's just basically they're using the analogy of he only feels worthy to go towards that one that's on his radar that's different when he wakes up to the fact that ironically, to losing the 10 grand, like, you know, this is like, what am I doing in my life? Like, that girl's actually just helped me realise that, like, this isn't who I want to be. Because at one point she's like, you know, you're a 30-year-old stripper, you know what I mean? You're making out you're happy, you're not, kind of thing. So change the things where it needs to be changed. But yeah, someone's kind of coming out of separation. They're freeing themselves from a situation to come out of separation. So again, different for different people. I think that's all really from, I think, because what else, there was something else about Magic Mike. It's really just that it's like when you're getting pulled to the cold, distant, detached person, it's because that's what someone's been used to. Whereas when you're being led to somebody that is triggering you, but it's like, actually, this person feels like they're saying this to me because they can see more in me and they care about me, it should be scary, you know, because he actually goes and that's the thing that I think is quite beautiful, because again, when it's genuine, when a man cries, it is hot, and it's kind of like, you know, he's crying in the car as he's going over at her, and you can see it's hard for him. Oh, that's what they were talking about. So he's crying in the car, and then he gets to her, and he's like, you know, and she's like, look, I'm really sorry I went in on you. I know what you done for my brother. That was amazing. He's like, look, I'm not here because of that. I'm here because of, you know, what you said has made me think, and that. And by the way, this is so funny, because this isn't even like, this is like a small part of the film, because it ends like right when they kiss, and they hadn't kissed like until the end. But basically, that's what they were saying to me too. It's like the sexual chemistry that builds between true twin flames is for a reason. Like the sexual chemistry and the innocent flirting and the sussing each other out, whether it's him about her or him about her, is going on throughout the whole of that film. As you're being distracted about the, you know, the half naked men and the naked men and the shagging and all that, but it's like the deeper thing weave throughout that film is that he realizes his worth, and he goes for something that he wouldn't have usually went for in the past, which is a real true connection, and basically like the bit I got to download was like at the end of the film, he's like, well, let's go for breakfast. And she's like, well, the only thing is, I want to go to this place that does the best waffles and blah, blah. And he's like, well, what's the problem with that? I love waffles. And she's like, yeah, but it doesn't open for 7 hours. So I don't know what we're going to do for 7 hours. And then obviously, you know, you can tell what they're going to do for 7 hours. Well, whether it's 7 hours or not, I don't know. But actually, if we're talking about twin flame tantric sex, it probably is 12 hours. But sorry, fuck, 12 hours. Jesus, some people are really going for it. I meant to say 7 hours and I changed it to 12. That's hilarious. But do you know what I mean? And then the film ends, and you know, she leaps over the table to kiss him, kind of thing. So there's maybe even something in that. Like, she moves over first because she's held back that long. She's like, right, I need to have a bit of you, kind of thing. So there could be something even in that. So that was a very random message, but I do get what they're saying. Right. What? It's not random though. Do you mean it's random because you think, how the fuck have you got all of that out of Magic Mike when it's not even that deep? But it's, trust me, it won't be random. The bits and bobs that I've said will mean something to someone. So have patience if you're new, you'll get it right. So I'm going to pull these bits of paper because it's Mediumship Monday. And usually I've already channeled what I've done, but let's see. Like channeled astrology always wants to come out, or twin flame messages, or the chakra one. Let's see if it's a new one. And that'll have meaning. Twin flame messages. No, see, it's exactly what I've just fucking done. Hilarious, because they know I'm still hanging. It's like, we'll just get you to chat about Magic Mike. And dream exploration. Oh, that's interesting. Mediumship. So dream exploration. What dreams have I had of late? Because I do talk about my dreams when I have them, because that's where my prophetic messages come in. I haven't had any dreams that have really stood out lately, other than when I wake up, first thing when I wake up in the morning, I get my guides chatting to me. Or, do you know what? It's just a real consistent message of some of your twin flames higher selves being like, I'm coming. Like, you know, I'm coming, basically. I'm just sorting stuff out. I don't know, something that, it's that kind of energy. I mean, I need a deck to kind of get what I'm trying to say here. It's that kind of energy. And that's kind of like, if you think about it, that's kind of what I picked up here about. It's like a reunion is coming, it's on its way. And I have been saying it's like the full moon, which is now only a week away, the full moon on the 29th September, the new moon on the 14th, is the new moon of Libra, balance, partnership. That's the house of marriage as well, so divine marriage would be relevant. Union of two souls. Depends which way you see it, because Libra's the house of long-term relationships and marriage, but the next house, the 8th house, is like sexual union. So I see the Scorpio 8th house as more twin flames, because it's that kind of deep love that not even everybody really gets to experience. That's why not everyone understands what twin flames are. Because the 8th house is private and it's secrets, and that's why I always say that about, I don't give a shit whether people's gay, straight, whatever, what you do in the bedroom, it's your business. That's when I've got an issue, and it's like, why do people, you know what I mean? I don't mean like if it's your calling, like again, I have to talk about sex now and again, because it's like the sexual union is a huge part of twin flames, but when it comes to like kind of making a big song and dance about things like for attention, really, that's when I'm just like, nobody gives a fuck. Anyway, so harsh but true. What have we got? What is it a divine masculine wants to say at a divine feminine? Yeah, you're all I can think about, which is going to drive these masculines to do something about this eventually. And I'm just not mature enough for a love so deep. And see how that, I can see how that fits with Magic Mike. He was just casually sleeping with that girl who is apparently engaged to somebody else, and because it suited them both. Do you know what I mean? It's just, could be present for some, but I'm not feeling like that, because then we've got, the more I push you away, the more I feel the pull back to you. And that's what he does in that film, you see, because even after he's met the sister that he's clearly starting to like, you can tell he's like sort of saying to himself, if it was in real life, but nothing's going to happen with her, we're from different worlds and blah, 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 even though they're not. So that's why it is kind of like twin flamey. And although I would never usually use that example for twin flames, but like, you know, that film, but it's just funny, it's just, we'll just go with it. And then that's why he still tries to like try and convince himself that he's attached to the other one when he isn't, because she doesn't care, you see. Like if she's marrying someone else, she doesn't care, she was using them, they were using each other. So that's definitely going to be talking about some people's karmic situations. I really wonder if you still think about me like I think about you. And I still want you, even if I don't show it. And I wish I could turn back time and start over with you. Some time apart will bring us the clarity that we seek. Our love was written in the stars. You inspire me to be a better person. I'm going to stop there, but you see how that is fitting with what I've channeled and what I was feeling in the film. It's like he starts to realise, wait a minute, she's said really triggering stuff about me being full of shit and selfish and whatever else, like whatever she says. And like, and it's left him feeling some type of way, bitter, angry, angry, resentment, jealousy, silent treatment, arguments, cold shoulder, ghosting, criticism. It's left him feeling, obviously it's all in a very short space of time, because you'd need to see the film to know what I mean, But it makes him think, you know what, actually, she's right. So that's what I'm getting here. And that is what your true twin flame does do for you. Once they've triggered the fuck out of you and you're like, you know, and they try to run and go off in other directions, your true twin flame will be like, oh God, they were just trying to help me. Because it's your energy. You're trying to help yourself, you know, and that's why Divine Feminine's you focusing on you is the best thing that you can do, and it helps wake your masculine up to wherever it is that they're tied and bound to. Beg, oh my God, and before you know it, they're begging. But again, to be honest, a lot of them won't do that, you know, because it's like some people might be so trained to hide their emotions that, like anytime soon is what I mean. Like it could take people a while to. I'm not a fan of begging anyway. Again, it's like I just think, you know, I mean, it's. But anyway, let's read it. Wanting you back, regretful, apologising, wanting a second chance, desperation, need in your life, or death needed. So again, change the wording because I don't really like wording that, but it's like they'll be begging for a second chance, or God more like, and then when they get the courage, coming towards you, when they've transformed. Transformation of a relationship, freedom from the blocks, wisdom, growth, strength, being your true self. And that's really it. It's like, you know, in that film, she's basically, that's why it's like Twin Flame, she's basically like, look, come back to me and you're not fully shit. And what do I say all the time? So that my twin flame can hear me energetically or otherwise. Come back to me when you're not full of shit. Like that's how I want to have a conversation. Heartbreak, yeah. And the heartbreak's behind you. Intense sadness, grieving, loss, separation, regrets, betrayal, crying, and mourning. But it's in reverse, so that's two confirmation of a separation is behind you because the desire's kicking in. Fantasizing about you, passionate obsession, lusting, wanted to make love, intense sexual chemistry. And that's how funny is that? That's what I just described with the end of that film. Because they leap over the table with one another to get it on. Chance meeting, more than a coincidence, number pattern, signs, fate, destiny, so quinta. And again, in that film, that's kind of serendipitous because he's helping the guy, but he, you know, he meets his sister, like, oh, who's this? And then they, you know, they were meant to meet. Getting in touch, expressing love, telling you their feelings, missing you, reaching out, right? So there's definite regrets, there's missing people, there's reunions, energy coming in, there's interference, because there always is, karmic fuckery. So where's the feminine at of this collective? Victory in reverse and the magician in reverse, the hermit, right? So I feel it's like, do you know what I'm getting, right? I feel like this means I feel there's a frustration there in the feminine because it's like this victory is delayed because the magician's about you've got everything you need to make this happen, and the Six of Wands is victory, you know, recognition. So because they're in reverse, I'm getting that. It's like just the frustration and knowing something's really close, and it's at 33, forgiveness, divine masculine energy. So that's what I'm getting from that, right? And divine masculine, we have blocked energy. Oh my God, really blocked energy. That's really interesting. That's really in line with me being drawn the interference card, yeah. So do you see what I mean? It's like divine feminine's like, I know that there should be a victory and things should be happening, things should be beginning. But because it's not, it's like I just know there's some kind of block at my divine masculine's end that I'm not meant to know about, or even if I do know about it, I'm not meant to know the whole story, whatever it is. It's like you're being blocked, whether it's like I've said before, the God blocking the divine blocking the union until it's the right divine time for it to be successful. Like for instance, you could take that if you were to reunite before it was meant, that things wouldn't go well, so it wouldn't be victorious. So it's like being blocked for a reason right now, but it could even just be that it's blocked because the divine masculine is stuck in their head. What's the next card after this? And it's an injustice because it's in reverse. So there's something's not fair right now about why this is blocked. Wow. And there's just this, I think this is tying in with what already channeled. It's like this is being so burdened and weighed down by how you feel. You can't take anymore. So it's like the only way is up. So something's an injustice and you feel blocked. And it's just the different way people deal with things. Either it's going to drive you to do something about it, to speak your truth, I feel, to a twin, or you sink deep down into a dark place, which is what a lot of some of these masculines already done. Oh my god, like this is heavy, this is heavy energy, by the way. This could even be what people are experiencing over the weekend there, because Capricorn moon is heavy energy. But, and also the equinox, oh yeah, because there's a balance of light and dark. But this is sleepless nights, anxiety, worry, stress. Because it's in reverse, again, I feel something's gotten so burdensome, so heavy, a situation in someone's life, whether it's a karmic situation that they done with another person, or a karmic situation, karmic friends, karmic family, karmic job, whatever it is for whoever. It's gotten so shit that they're ready to put this behind them and race towards where they want to go, which is always going to be a twin in this case when I'm channeling this. Or in some occasions it could be like changing up your job, yeah, because I just said that, and getting on your feet. But I feel, because it's the white and the black horses really stand out to me, it's like this, because this is travel, this is fast movement. Things, after a really heavy time of blocks and injustice, something's moving really fast to a union. Oh my god. Wow. And oh my god, employment change. How crazy is that? Your career path is leading you to a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passions, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you release the old and welcome the new. You're being supported each step of the way. Yeah, and face your financial fears. So again, it's like this masculine is not only being led to a union, which brings about a lot of change. It is, and that is so funny that they're using Magic Mike, but that is also the same, because like he wants to get out the stripper world to pursue his dream of making furniture and selling it. You know what I mean? It's like, how fucking different is that? It's like, so it's just use that example of it. It's like someone doesn't want to be living that life that they're living. And that girl inspires them to, again, you don't get to see the rest of it because it ends, but that's what you could, I'd imagine they want you to use your imagination. When you're honest with yourself about your fears or success or failure, see how that's not just about money, that can be about love as well. And that's what the point is. That's why they've given me that example of Magic Mike. He keeps going back to the past because it's comfortable, but the past doesn't give a shit. That girl honestly couldn't give two shits. She tells him to stop talking when he's trying to get deep. Do you know what I mean? And it's exactly the same as in the awkward moment. 37, follow your North Road. 37 minutes in is what I'm talking about. And 3 and 7 is also 10, it's the end. It's not quite the end, it's not quite the beginning, it's the liminal space. They can no longer control you. That would be when someone comes out of the Eight of Swords. Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light, which is why I do this all the time, of awareness, and you'll realise that you in fact have nothing to fear, and that every successful person has struggled with and released these self-doubts. Yep. Okay. So, that's exciting energy. And again, remember, it's timeless, so this can just happen whenever, but this is a story when it happens. What's the feminine go after that? Yeah, look, because it's like the feminine's frustrated about the blocks and the interference, but like they or you've got no desire to move on from this connection, because that's the fuck this card, but she's not going anywhere because it's in reverse. And it's like, yeah, like where is this connect? I mean, because it's a guy that's like pigs will fly. There's a pig flying when this happens. So that's something I get, that this guy's like daydreaming, and it's like they just feel so far away. Their feet's hanging out from the other dimension. But it's like I'm getting it as kind of like where is this? Where is this person? Where's my King of Wands? Like I can feel the interference. I can feel the karmic energies that are trying to hold this back from us being happy, from this union. This is the best card in the pack. Like I can feel it can even be some Empress in reverse type of people, like not very mothering, not very nurturing, not very loving. Yeah, the devil, but that's someone putting the devil behind them. Options, bored of the options. So at one point they wouldn't have been bored of the options, they've been too caught up in the passion, following the passion. See how this is so funny? It is like Magic Mike, but it's like I feel like, yeah, that's when a message comes in about a secret. This is a secret message coming in. So it could be literally a secret message, like someone's like getting in touch with you and you to keep it on the down low, which I'd always advise if it's you and your twin flame, but it could just be like a hidden Could be even a hidden message in something. Like, it could even be like a hidden message in a film, like how I get messages in films for the collective or myself, and it's kind of like there's a hidden message, or it's like someone's coming to tell you something that they've kept a secret a long time because they're feeling more stable. They weren't in their strength before. They weren't able to express themselves. They didn't feel like a divine masculine. They felt like they had to be on guard and protective, warrior mode and defensive. They didn't feel like their wishes could come true with you, but it's kept them up worrying, stressed, anxious, that they know that actually this vision can come about with you, or you can be your twin. And they were lying to themselves before, and they were so used to the fights and the arguments and the conflict that they wanted to put behind them, because they've had a dark night of soul, a rebirth, and they've went through their judgment day, still going through it, and it's like that's why they want to come in quick when this happens. They want to come in quick and have the happy ever after 10 of Pentacles. And they might be sneaking off from the life that they once lived, and that's creating tower moments. And because there's not happy unions wherever this applies to people, and it's like, yeah, they want to slow progress, healing, want to come out feeling out in the cold. Right, okay. So, before I forget, is there anything you want to tell us about the money collapse? Whatever that is for someone. Because like I said, that does have relevance to me channeling about Magic Mike, because he loses 10 grand of his savings. Which he absolutely won't get back anytime soon from that guy. So, but it's like it doesn't matter, because he gains the girl and he gains being his true self and not living a lie. But all those women miss out because they don't get to see Magic Mike shipping anymore. Dreams of abundance. As you sleep, God, your angels, and your higher self are giving you divinely guided ideas and answers, solutions. Remember, the thing was dream whatever. Be sure to record your dreams in a journal, because they contain valuable insights to help you manifest your dreams in reality. Yeah, your dreams can show you who the interference is in your life. Your dreams can also show you what's destined to happen with you and your twin flame. And some of you are having dreams about needing to let go of the people that are being revealed, detox your friendships. Your abundance flow is being affected by the people with whom you're spending time, so be discerning about your associations and relationships and choose to be people who are inspiring, generous and supportive. So literally, some people's friendships are blocking their dreams of abundance. I mean, that's a very clear message. So it didn't quite tell us about the world financial thing, but it could just be that what I channeled on the shorts is for just someone on the channel, or a few people in our collective of the channel. But whatever it is, use the power of prayer. Give the situation to God for uplifting and healing. Be open to miracles. Heaven's unlimited resources, love and answers are waiting your prayers. Be sure to act upon divine guidance God gives you in response to your prayers. Again, whether it be about money or anything in the wider world. Now, I'm going to use my cringe Divine Feminine card. So, what does Divine Feminine want to say to a Divine Masculine collective? So, it's not everyone's, but it's someone's. I feel two want to come out initially. Let's just shuffle and see what flies out, and hope it's not one of the mega cringe ones, but I'll be professional about it to push it out the way. Now, there's one in this deck that I wrote that says, we're birthing a new earth. We knew it wouldn't be easy or something. Oh my God, look. That's fucking crazy when I, oh whoa, that's crazy when I was saying, okay, so yeah, our astral sex is on fire. Kundalini lit. That's what I started off saying at the start. The happiest times of my life are my memories with you. And I could never love anyone as much as I love you. The intensity between us is overwhelming for me too at times. Yeah, okay. Oh my God, I need to read them all, look. In a crowded place, I'm always wondering if you're near. You are my equal, the yang to my yin. There's energies that are trying to hold us back from one another. Some are closer than how you think. Oh God, I think that's very good grammar, to be honest, Claire, but never mind, push that out of the way. But yeah, that's tying in with what I've said. But again, it's not a revelation, we know this. You're more powerful than you realise. So again, what I'm getting from that is their energies try to hold you back very much. They'll try to block you from coming towards your destiny and your twin flame. And you're more powerful than you realise. There's another racy one on the bottom there. Anyway, right, okay, so, but that didn't come out, so I'm not unnecessarily, you'll just have to wonder, it'll come out one of these days. It's not that racy, but, right, so before I forget, let's see what the masculine wants to say back to, where is the, oh, my knees just clicked. Where is that deck? Oh, here it is. Right, what does the masculine want to say back to the feminine? Will you ever forgive? See how this is a conversation? It's like that awareness from the feminine energy being like, look, there's energies trying to hold you back from me. There's energies trying to hold us back from each other because we're more powerful together. And you've got the power to see through that. And by the way, this hasn't always been there. You might notice this is I was guided to get this shield when I was at Rosalind Chapel, which feels powerful too, the fact that it's Rosalind Chapel, and that is about connections to the Rose line and the Mary Magdalene and the it features in that film that I forgot the name of just now, I channeled about before. The Holy Grail, you're reaching the Holy Grail union, but it's like this masculine's a bit, will you ever forgive me for everything that's happened? But divine femmes have already forgiven them. Look, and I don't feel good enough for you. This is what they've been healing or still healing, and I don't want to keep hurting you. But my fears keep stopping me. That's Eight of Swords energy there, and I'm so scared of change, and this is okay. I'm going to stop this soon, but it's like this is so funny. That's exactly why they've got me a channel about Magic Mike, and that's why they got me to catch it at the start too. Actually, I've seen it loads of times, but it was like he's afraid to change. You know what I mean? But when he's going back to the change, he's being led to people that don't care about him, that are going to fuck him over. And this is the lessons I feel the divine masculines learn, is that the more you keep going back to people who don't care about you, the more hurt you're going to get, even more hurt than how you fear you're going to get hurt with a divine feminine, that you're not going to get hurt with like that at all. See what I mean? And that's what guides them to that. I want to follow my heart, but I'm not good at communicating my feelings with you. Oh, some of them might have been working on that though. That battling my addictions, which takes courage to do that. I want to come home back. I want to come back home to you. You're where I belong. I'm taking responsibility for my mistakes. And I'm still healing wounds from a past relationship. That actually fits with that film too, because although it's a bit deep, that they weren't in a relationship. They've clearly been hooking up for a while, but never, it was just that. And yeah, you just get used to that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, again, I've chatted loads of times about that's elements of that are like math at you, but it's kind of all swapped about and mixed up with what I've been channeling about, because we did develop feelings for one another. But yeah, it's like, I get it when I channel about this for other situations, that would be like, so say you had something similar to like what I had myself, and then you don't see them for years on end, like what is also the case with me, and then they're in, and then it's like you part ways, 1 year to 2, you get involved with relationships, or they're true karmic relationships that you really, really learn from, and you're hurting that, and then that stops you going back to your twin, because you're scared of that happening again, because it'd be even worse with your twin flame, because it's like, it's your person. But you've got to flip it and look at a different way, that all of that was training ground for being with the twin flame. I don't want this to be over with us. So many songs remind me of you, and I keep a close eye on your social media, and I send you telepathic messages. That's a repeat message throughout this, whether it's, what did I say, sexual telepathy. I have a plan, but you see, right, this is what I feel. I have a plan, but you have to trust me. I'm struggling with money. Okay, so that could fit in with what I'd be picking up for. Now again, that might not be for everyone, because some people, it's like, I'm feeling it's like the money isn't the problem. It's blocks of a different kind. But for some people, it could be that money's an issue, because remember, he does lose 10 grand in that. But it could even be that it's losing the money that makes somebody wake up to what matters, like in that film. So that's why I'm saying it's a clever example. Trying to trust divine timing, and that's what that can mean too. The 7 of Wands, you're being blocked by God. They are. feel you pulling away if you moved on, but while they're in that period of isolation, they could be worrying that the twin is moving on. I fear that if you get too close, you'll hurt me. I'm so tired, but they're so tired of sabotaging this connection because no one makes me feel the way you do, and I want to be with you. And the silence is killing me. I'm making a plan to come back to you, and now is not the right time in reverse. And I'm coming back soon. I know I hurt you, I never intended to, but I can picture a life with you, and I'm so grateful for you. Oh look, and there's that one that I threw away and put back in. You're very intimidating, but it's in reverse. So again, you're not as intimidating as you once were to this person, if this is yours. And oh no, it's that one. But see, this is, so I'm tapping into two collective. This is when they start to feel, you or your twin feels like they're feeling sorry for themselves and they're not going to do something about it, and so they're letting the fear take over. And everyone has these moments, right? Until you kick your own arse and you take action to pull yourself out of it. Even if we never meet again, you'll always hold the key to my heart. But I don't know about you, but I can't think any more depressing or miserable than being that person to be like, do you know what? I love them and I know they love me, but I'm just not going to do anything about it because I'm too scared. So I'll just let them slip away. How depressing. Don't do that. Just apologise. I know I need to apologise. I need time to figure out what this all means and what I want. And I'm afraid to contact you. I ran away from you because I got overwhelmed, and I'm sorry for all the pain I caused. And I'm terrified of you rejecting me. I've always loved you and I always will. I'm healing, but it's a work in progress. You inspire me to be a better person. Yeah. So it's like, what I'm getting is you have inspired this person to want more for their life, like in Magic Mike. But it is a work in progress. You're a work in progress, they're a work in progress. Therefore, your union is a work in progress. But it's about knowing that you don't need to be perfect before you come into a union. Your strength is going to come about as long as you want to work at this and you understand how difficult a twin flame union is, as in there's constant energies trying to break you apart. But you can overcome it together when you've got each other's back. And you're willing to do that, and you're not like, if it's basically, if someone's too an ego all the time, it's not going to work. So I'm only talking to twins that have worked through this, perhaps. So a man, this is dealings with a relationship with a man, so it's like this man has worked through their feelings of fear, being trapped in their ego, trapped in the matrix, really. And I know I just said man, it's because it says man, so this feels like it's for a male divine masculine, female divine feminine, but you can take it, if it resonates however else, then that's okay as well. But lobster, oh my god. Now remember, this card means two things, because I always say, he's your lobster, or she's your lobster, or whatever. But this card is a financial pinch, and that's what I've predicted for tomorrow's energy. Or, timeless, but something might happen to her. So, what about that? Oh, younger man again. Dealings with a relationship with a younger man. So again, your twin flame might be younger than you. You might be younger than them. Or there could be something to do, because that's like a man and then a younger man. Could be like a younger man has... Oh my god. Right, hang on a minute. That's fucking crazy. See, this is what I mean. That's part of my mediumship. They use the film because it's a similar story. The man, Magic Mike, in the film, right? Channing Tatum is older than the young guy who's a teenager that he's got into the stripping, and he causes him a financial pinch. That's fucking putting it mildly. He loses 10 grand because of him. How weird is that? But then he really wins because he realises what matters and he goes after the girl he wants. Bread. Period of prosperity and abundance. Right, I'm sorry, this is the weirdest message ever. I mean, when's it not? But that does make sense with the shorts. The shorts is only a minute, obviously, but I said spiritual abundance is more important than literal. And in these times we live in, and by the way, can I just say, I don't want to scare anyone, but I've got a film shoot on there. I was getting bored as fuck, it was boring. But I think it's called Descent, and it's about volcanoes, and it's something about like, you know, like just basically like another one of these films, like, you know, the world needs to be rescued by people to dig a hole or something. It's just like Armageddon too. But like I said, I was losing interest because it was a bit boring, but it did sort of, it was giving me that vibe of this is the purification of the old earth, like the world is crumbling, and you know that, and along the money system that as we know it, the financial pinch is happening because it's falling away with it is, it's dirty money. And think about it, I've just channeled about, that's hilarious, I've just channeled about Magic Mike and it was drug money. So it doesn't even be drug money, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's money that is the way we use money, and it is, yeah, it's just, and look what they've just pulled me. Oh, crafty business. I mean, look, that's got something about knitting, so I won't bother reading the back of it because it's a big long story, but it's like a lot of money is attached to like dodgy shit. Like any money, just money is not got a very, I don't know, that's what I mean. I've got, my money placements are very unique, so I have got a very unique outlook on money. I would say I'm very futuristic in the way I've always been able to sense the way that it'll be in the future, and I just feel the future isn't far off now. Anyway, I don't always know what the fuck that means either, so don't ask me. But I've just been drawn to 4 5s. That's funny, but it's true. I just know that I channel these things, and it does. My soul knows what it means. Indecisive, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. So this person might have been caught up in the fear. I also went to say well on one of the shorts recently, and I said wheel instead. I think that's for Wednesday's energy or something. Broken ring, partner the ways, either romance or business. Oh my god, and that's kind of like what I chat. Yes, again, obviously in that film it's not quite the same, but I feel like something might have happened in business with someone, like a younger man might have fleeced an older man or something like that. That's obviously not for everyone, but there's something a partner the ways, and maybe like a business partner, or it could be romantic. But either way, it's like the partner the ways. It's like this is about, I just can't, that's so crazy. That is the energy I've channeled for tomorrow. Financial pinch, and then we've got period of prosperity and abundance. This is exactly what I'm going to end this now because I'm getting too excited, but it's like, and my voice is getting sore, I need to go and get a drink, but it's like, look, it's like, you can look at it that your skin, or you can look at it like in that film that he loses 10 grand, but it opens his eyes to what really matters in life, and he's got the prospect of a future with that girl that's a real connection, that's basically going to help him come out of a dark place. Like, because although that's what I mean about, like, when I said this in a live before, like, I truly think that a lot of people that are involved in, won't go too deep into this, but a lot of people that are involved in the kind of sex world in that kind of way, like, with these different sites and, or stripping or that, it really depends what we're talking about here, because I think there are occasionally a few people that are truly strong enough to be able to handle that, and it does give them a sense of, I wouldn't say it's empowerment though, it's power. I'm thinking of the film Hustlers now too, you know, it's, but most of it, I think it's, they just pull me the word sacrifice. It's a lot of kind of selling your soul to the devil thing, especially some certain sites I can think of, and it leaves you with a feeling of emptiness, or I've even, you know, heard people describing it as like your skin crawling, and you know, and it's because you're opening yourself up to entities and stuff. Which again, even simple things such as drinking and definitely drugs and all that could do that. And again, like, look, I'm no angel. I've got a 2 day hangover. But what I'm saying is, when did I ever come on here saying that? Like, most of the time, I don't drink, and I only recently had a drink this summer, because the majority of my whole year has been just and that's again, so again, I don't know why they're getting me to say this, but it is for a reason, so I'll keep going with it. It's like, I would never advise you know, you turn to drink to deal with your problems, but it's kind of like when you know that it's actually, do you know what, I just need to let my hair down and everything's been quite serious and I want to have fun with my friends. That's something quite different, and that's definitely what it's been for me. When I went out in the festival, my best friend had quite a few drinks, but had fun, danced the night away, and yeah, no regrets. It was amazing. And the nights out I used to go on every weekend, sometimes 2 or 3. That, you know, sometimes I used to go out and I was out Thursday, Friday, Saturday when I was younger. That's how I fucking met my twin flame. but it was like, you know, but I definitely wake up with some of these nights I went out when I was younger and be like, that wasn't worth it. Whereas I think that's what's different. So nobody's saying you can't have a drink, but just be aware that when you do drink, you do open yourself up to energies that can influence you. and take advantage of you. And it's the same within, I think that film is a good example of that. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, think about it actually. Because it's Matthew McConaughey, all right, that owns a business. And then the younger man in this case could be the Channing Tatum, the Mike. And he's a bit shifty at him. You know, he's not a real friend. So it's like, he was making loads of money doing the stripping. But, you know, when you can't trust people that well, you know they'll stab you in the back. Anyway, I know it's going to mean stuff to whoever, right? Let's see what else. Purse. Pay attention to your finances. Yeah, it's like, there's something big about money here. It's going to mean something to someone. Family matters. Whatever that means. Someone you know is undependable and insincere. And look what I just said about the Matthew McConaughey. I can't remember what it is he does. I think it might be in the next one, you know. I think in the next one, I think he does. You fuck him over, son. I might be making that up, but that's what I'm getting. Work, achievement, success. Yeah, so it's just like, you know, that can work to you to a certain point. Like Magic Mike, and he's making his money and he's having fun and it works for him. And then when he meets somebody that helps him realise, actually, I want more, that's when he wakes up to, like, there's more to life than all of this. Wait, it's a player growing up kind of vibe again. Waiting for news package or letter. So again, this could be a divine feminine waiting for the news from the masculine, feeling that energy of I'm coming, trust me, blah, 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 all that stuff. Or it can be a masculine waiting on some kind of news before they're able to move forward with their life. An emotionally secure love and family is important to you, and that's what I feel these masculines want. They want great happiness, they want security, they want stability, successfully overcoming a problem. They want to be able to mend something, because that feels very Libra season. Right, okay. But my voice is a bit sore now, so, and again, that's throat chakra stuff, so you might be getting ready to speak your truth. This is what a random fucking message, but I'll watch it back and like I said, I don't need to understand it, but I do understand the bits I was meant to. What do we need to know about whatever all this energy is about? Oh my god. Becoming grounded. Okay, there's a need to ground yourself again, and that's what I mean by, are you spiritually abundant? Because a whole load of money ain't going to help you when the whole world's freaking out. Embodiment, living connection, divine plan, wisdom, intelligence, destiny. I've said that word a lot. Mysteries, hidden in plain sight, learning and teaching. The truth is hidden in plain sight about the world. Many still don't see it though. Light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. Well, everything, when I'm doing any kind of video, it's an activation. And I really do feel this is coming in very strongly about the changes that are occurring as we speak, whether it be personally or collectively. And they're happening, they're cracked open. They're not happening for you, they're happening to you. They're happening, no, wait a minute, you know what I mean. They're happening for your highest good, but it's bad before it gets worse. Rock bottom, surrender, the alchemy of life. And again, they're just pulling me the fact that that's why they gave me the Magic Mike example. You know, the thought of even losing 10 grand when you just saved for it is like, what the fuck, that is rock bottom. But if it wakes you up to something that's really important that you weren't paying attention to, then it's that. Look, creations realise, right time, harvest, celebrate. And it's the harvest full moon at the weekend, that's funny. And it's freeing you from, I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm going to title this, but that is making me piss myself. Releasing soul, piss myself laughing. I didn't finish what I meant to say there. I'm not needing a piece, to much to my knowledge, but releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So this is like why they've given me to use all the things that I've been able to extract from Magic Mike are hilarious. But it's like he releases his past life as a stripper to be, to get into a relationship with that girl. Side note, I don't think it lasts because I've seen the other two films. But anyway, that's not the point, right? We're just using it for the... Because if it's a twin flame journey, it absolutely would last. And it would be a different story. But it's like... What I'm trying to say is trying to walk away from a world like that would be really hard. Trying to walk away from a life as a stripper when you're used to all the money and because you'd be surrounded by that lust, devil energy. You'd be bound to the devil. You'd be addicted to the money and you'd be addicted to the being adorned by all these women. Again, see how it's a bit different for a man than a woman, because women don't talk. That's what I mean. I think the women world stripping is a bit different from the men's, but whatever. I don't want to get in a big fucking thing about that. learning how to be human in the world but not of it. This is about you realising that you've came here with a bigger mission. Birthing creation's tapestry expression, that's about speaking your voice and answering the call. What is your soul calling you to do? And get grounded. Yeah, I don't know what the fucking hell this is all about for each and every person, because that would be impossible, but I know that I was going to say that. See, when I said that this was a transmission, I was going to say it's from the Pleiades. It does feel like it was, again, like I said, it's always the Pleiadians that I've been channeling for the past 10 years really, and I've had crystal clear visions for 9 years next year, but it's a mixture of Pleiades, Lemurians, and different kind of energies, but I could feel it's Pleiadians, like double mission, channeling, uplifting humanity, or saying it's time to get grounded. And again, Magic Mike, what is your soul calling you to do? Well, it calls him to leave that life behind for the rapture, for true love. Sensuality, love, devotion, romance. Oh my god, how funny is that? Yeah, he leaves that life behind for something real. So, okay, that's quite deep. So I'm going to leave it at that and trust that people will get what they want from it. And, well, not get what you need from it, rather, but whatever. But please like, comment, subscribe. If you'd like a video like this yourself, either of this length or 30 minutes, you can book that in the schedule. Thank you so much to somebody donated. I thought it was for a session, but again, I emailed them and it's like I've not, so email me back when you can. But I think it was just a donation, but it was a bigger donation, and again, I'm grateful of any donation, like smaller or bigger, and it's like I said, it's just about energy exchange, and I really appreciate that. It was a really nice surprise, and yeah, it keeps me doing what I'm doing. So I'm very, very appreciative, like I said. And even if you're just able to energetically donate to the channel by liking it and commenting, or just liking it if you're a bit shyer, that is very much appreciated too, because it'll help somebody out there. And I'm going to get going, guys, because I'm tired. See you later.